On the morning of December 1st, 2019, Chief Ignatius Odonukwe left his home on Maduke Street in Ikoyi, Lagos State, Nigeria, believing that he was about to complete one of the biggest business deals of his life. Chief Ignatius was expecting to receive 900 million naira for his property in Abuja. However, what the successful businessman didn't know was that he was about to embark on the kind of journey that he would never return from. Chief Ignatius Odonukwe was not just any ordinary businessman. The 67-year-old billionaire was the owner of the popular Fireman Generator Company. He was a philanthropist and a successful entrepreneur who had built his wealth through real estate development and gold mining. He came from Anambra State and was known for his kindness and willingness to help others. On that December morning, Chief Ignatius had visited his lawyer's office to collect the final draft of the document for the sale of his Abuja property. The lawyer had offered to accompany him to witness the transaction, but the chief declined, explaining that his journey was not straight. He needed to make a stop at the Ikoyi Club to meet someone before proceeding to meet the potential buyer. However, when hours passed and Chief Ignatius did not return home at his usual time, his family became deeply worried and began making phone calls to find out where he was. They tried calling his mobile phone numerous times, but there was no answer. They kept on trying until eventually the phone went completely dead. The family assumed that he had been kidnapped and then waited anxiously for a ransom call from the kidnappers. However, this call never came. Days turned into weeks and there was still no word from Chief Ignatius. The family had been asking around, but no one had any clue where the wealthy businessman had gone. It was then that they decided to reach out to his lawyer, who provided the first clue about what might have happened. The lawyer told the family that Chief Ignatius had indeed visited his office that morning to collect the documents for his 900 million naira property sale. Before it got to that point, the lawyer had wanted to look into the potential buyer, but the chief had asked him not to, stating that the potential buyer wanted to keep the transaction private. This information would prove crucial in the investigation that was about to begin. Unable to wait any longer, the family reported the case to the police at Zone 2 Command in Lagos. The police immediately swung into action, treating it as a possible kidnapping case. However, what they would discover in the course of their investigation would turn out to be far worse than anyone would have imagined. The first breakthrough came when the police traced the chief's car using its tracking system. The vehicle was found at a location near a hotel in Aja, Lagos State. This discovery led to the arrest of Israel Abigaremu, a 35-year-old Uber driver who had the car parked in his compound. During questioning, Israel claimed he was innocent and that he had no knowledge of any crime. He explained that a man named Arinze had brought the car to his house on December 1st, telling him it belonged to his master, who had traveled out of the country. Arinze had promised to return the next day to collect it, but he never did. Israel's statement led the police to their next suspect, who was Arinze Igwe, a 26-year-old former hotel worker. When Arinze was arrested and interrogated, he revealed shocking information about what had really happened to Chief Ignatius. Arinze told the police that he knew a man named Daniel Bob Ibeaji, who was a regular customer at the hotel where he worked. On December 1st, Daniel had called him to report that a man who had come to visit them in the hotel had died while inside the room. Daniel had begged Arinze to help them move the body out of the hotel without anyone knowing. The trail then led investigators to Daniel Bob Ibeaji, a 42-year-old man who claimed to be a medical doctor from the United Kingdom. Daniel presented himself as a qualified surgeon and even claimed to be a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons. When people later struggled to believe that he was a real medical doctor, Daniel would express confidence in his claims by stating that he was from a rich family and that he had left to study in the UK in 1995. He would also make it clear that all people needed to do to confirm the legality of his certification was to call the college because he was one of the best products of the university at the time. He would also reveal that when he returned from the UK in 2010, he was hired by Holy Trinity Hospital in Area 2, Abuja, where he practiced as a plastic and reconstructive consultant surgeon. When Daniel was first arrested, he completely denied any involvement in the chief's disappearance. He admitted to meeting the businessman that day, but claimed he had concluded their business transaction successfully and had seen Chief Ignatius drive away in his car before he left the hotel. When the police asked him for proof to show that he had indeed paid Chief Ignatius for the property, Daniel claimed he had paid for the property with gold, not cash. However, the police were not convinced by his story. During a search of Daniel's home, they found the signed documents of Chief Ignatius's property in his room. This was clear evidence that something was wrong with Daniel's version of events. The final piece of the puzzle came from an unexpected source. A fourth member of the gang, Solomon Cletus, had been arrested in Abuja over a completely different offense. While Solomon was in custody, detectives noticed that he was receiving numerous threatening phone calls and text messages. The callers were warning him not to reveal what he knew about Chief Ignatius's death, and they even threatened to kill him if he talked. The police became suspicious and decided to investigate further. They brought Solomon to Lagos, where he finally broke down and confessed his involvement in the murder. More importantly, he named Daniel Ibeaji as the mastermind behind the entire operation. Following Solomon's confession, Daniel could no longer deny his involvement. In a shocking confession that would horrify the nation, Daniel revealed exactly how he had planned and executed the murder of Chief Ignatius Odunukwe. Daniel explained that he had first seen an advertisement for Chief Ignatius's property sale in Abuja. He had contacted the chief to express his interest in buying the property and had then met once in Abuja when Chief Ignatius was attending an event in the city. Daniel had lied to Chief Ignatius about needing the property to build a hospital, using his claimed medical credentials to gain the businessman's trust. Over several months, he had carefully planned the perfect crime, recruiting Solomon Cletus and Arinze Igwe to help him carry out the murder. On December 1, 2019, Daniel had scheduled a meeting with Chief Ignatius at a hotel in Lagos. The unsuspecting businessman had arrived at the hotel carrying the drafted documents for his property and expecting to complete a legitimate business transaction. Meanwhile, Daniel had prepared a large sack which he claimed contained the 900 million naira payment for the property. After they had signed the documents, Chief Ignatius bent down to look into the sack in order to confirm that the money was there. This gave Daniel the opening to strike him hard on the head using the backside of an axe. The other suspects then rushed in to help him hold down the struggling businessman. Despite being attacked with the axe, Chief Ignatius continued to plead and struggle for his life. Daniel then brought out 2 syringes and gave him a lethal injection of a sedative drug, which he had obtained from a pharmacy by identifying himself as a medical doctor and also filling out the needed documentation. He administered 2 doses of the drug, and Chief Ignatius became calm before eventually dying from his injuries. After killing Chief Ignatius, the gang faced the problem of disposing of his body without being caught. They wrapped the body in a bag, and with Arinze's help, they carried it through the back door of the hotel. Arinze knew the layout of the hotel very well. Since he had been working there, he was able to guide them through areas where they would not be seen. The body was loaded into a waiting vehicle and then driven to a remote location in Ogombo Forest, near a canal in Ajah, Lagos State, where the body was dumped. Daniel then went home with the signed property documents, planning to wait until the investigation into the chief's disappearance had died down before coming out to claim ownership of the 900 million naira property. During the investigation, police discovered that Daniel was not doing this for the first time. He had allegedly been involved in similar murders in the past, using the same method of pretending to buy expensive properties and then killing the owners. One of his previous victims was a commissioner from Bayelsa State named Honorable Depologa. Like Chief Ignatius, the commissioner had been murdered after meeting with Daniel at a hotel in Abuja for a business deal involving the sale of a block of flats worth 220 million naira. His body had been found along Abuja Road 1 week after the meeting. Daniel had also attempted to end the life of another victim, Jude Efule, who was a property developer. In this case, Daniel had lured Jude to an undisclosed location under the pretense of payment for a property. He had locked Jude in a room and then forced him to sign a check for 9 million naira. However, Jude was luckier than the others. When Daniel's accomplices went to the bank to withdraw the money, Jude managed to escape from the unlocked room and then shouted for help. The neighbors heard his cries and then called the police, who made their way to the scene. This incident had led to Daniel's arrest, and he had spent 11 months in Kuje prison. But instead of learning from this experience and changing his ways, Daniel had continued his criminal activities, eventually leading to the murder of Chief Ignatius. On January 21, 2020, more than a month after Chief Ignatius had gone missing, the suspects led the police to the area where they had dumped the body. The decomposed remains of the chief were evacuated, and later handed over to the family for proper burial. During his confession, Daniel expressed regret for his actions, admitting that his lust for money had driven him to commit the murder. The other suspects also provided details about their involvement in the crime. Solomon revealed that Daniel had promised to pay him 2 million naira for his participation in the crime, while Arinze claimed he only helped to move the body because he thought the man had died accidentally and that Daniel had also promised him 2 million naira as loan. Sadly, none of the accomplices ever received the money they were promised. Daniel had used them to carry out his evil plan and then abandoned them when the investigation began.
I did my preliminary and I went through my medical college in Edinburgh and I graduated, and then I came back to the country, and then I've been doing some small mining businesses, buying some petty golds and casting and selling. And that's it basically.
So you're actually a doctor. So
yes,
what made you to go into online thing, posting things online? How did you get
No, I didn't do anything online. It was the address, the advert on the board. Yes, in this property. It was an online thing. So I think the security of the house now called him that someone is interested, and that was how he ordered the person to give me his contact. Then we talked. So his visit to Lagos, to Abuja, we met. Then he came to Lagos. It was in Lagos that the gruesome attitude took place.
So how did this one now happen? How did it happen?
Yeah, I invited him to my hotel room at Atikan where he used to work.
Before the invitation, you have planned you're going to kill him. You have planned it.
Okay.
So how did it happen?
Yeah, that's why I invited him. When I invited him over the property sale, and I invited him to my hotel room. They came to my hotel room. Before then, they've already stationed in my room. So when he came, we were able to, I screamed at him. At the point of trying to grip his fears, they were able to get him from the back and we subdued him.
So you have planned it before you now carried out the action?
Yes, please.
What made you to believe killing him is how you can get money from him?
That was lost.
Lost how?
It's lost for materialities.
But lost how?
I say it's a lost for money.
So have you gotten the money now? Are you satisfied the way you are?
I feel like a monster.
You are coming from jail and you are going back to jail. Does that bother you?
It does bother me.
How? How does it bother you?
It does bother me.
Who did you meet in jail? You met someone here in jail. Who is the person?
Solomon.
Met him in jail.
Solomon.
Was it the one that lured you to doing this?
No.
So you lured him?
Yes.
You lured him to join you. How much were you paid? What did you pay them? Each one of them. Touch the person, tell me how much you paid.
I just discussed with them. They were not paid.
So thereafter, how much did you give them?
They are yet to be paid.
Yet to be paid. So how much did you realize from this deal?
Nothing. In the pharmacy.
Pharmacy how? Is it off the counter drug or injection?
No, it's off counter. But I discussed with the pharmacist and they gave me the poison book to sign.
Okay. It's not off counter injection.
No,
You signed.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
It's not on the shelf.
Uh-huh.
It's off shelf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you signed?
Yeah, and they gave it to me.
Where exactly? What area?
I don't know.
Ajah? Is it in Ajah? Is it in
Yeah, I think it's around here, around Ajah here.
Okay.
I work at Atikan Beach Hotel.
African Beach Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get to know this man?
He was once our guest in the hotel.
Okay.
So he comes often and go. That is where I know him.
Okay. So how did he approach you?
It was on that Sunday that he called me that I have a guest that should help him out and stay with him in the hotel before the guests will arrive. That was it, man.
So now?
So when the guests arrived, he instructed me and Solomon to hold him so that he can inject him. So he injected the man, and after the injection, he asked us to go, that the man will wake up. So we are on our way going home before he called up that the man couldn't wake up again, or that we should come back. That was what happened.
Okay, so who disposed of the body?
It's me and Solomon.
Okay, how did you do that?
He put it inside the sack.
Who disembarked the body? Who cut the body into?
The body was not cut.
So what happened?
We put it inside the sack, and tie it with a sellotape.
Okay.
Yeah, and brought it down here.
It wasn't my intention to kill Chief. I have not killed in my life before. I was annoyed because I was helpless. I need someone to assist me. And that was why he invited me. It was him himself, the back of the yes, he hit him by the back, not the sharp side. It's a lie. It's all in the statement.
He said you were the one.
No, I was the one who
Nobody
I
talk
can't
about.
do all this.
Why didn't you call the police when you
Body out of the hotel.
After the chief passed away, he ordered us to help take the body away from the hotel. From there,
How?
the body was put in a Ghana must go. Then from the Ghana must go, I supported with a carton because the Ghana must go tear. It cannot breathe.
Did you chop the? How did you do it? Did you do this?
No, it was full body. Put then being selected, the carton was being selected.
you are not getting the shot.
The hotel was not easy to get out, but there's one of us who happens to be Arinze, who says he was once a staff of the hotel that knows a back road, a back door from the hotel. It was one that
The back door of the hotel.
Yes,
So
that
you
leads
moved the
through-
body out of the hotel through the back
through the
door.
back door, through the laundering
So
section.
it means there, you know the hotel very well.
I knows the hotel very well.
Okay, what made it that all this thing you are doing, nobody noticed what you are doing? Are people sleeping in the hotel?
Truly, the laundry has been closed, and it was the help of that other person that said he has worked.
Who?
Arinze.
Arinze is
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Touch him. Where is Arinze?
Arinze. That he say he has
This
worked
is
in-
this is Arinze.
Yeah,
Look up.
he's the one that knows the in and out of
Then out
the
of the hotel. Okay, so he led you out of the hotel.
Yes.
So when
Okay.
you got here, what happened? At what point did you chop the body?
That's about 7 to 8 p.m.
PM. When did you leave the hotel?
We are all that same within that hour. From here to the hotel is not that too far.
How much?
Besides the chopping. Why can't you just bury him?
No, they will not do that. They are criminals now. They are in a hurry.
How much were you paid?
How much was given
He promised
to you?
He promised to loan me because he said he's a good loaner. That was how I was invited.
How much?
Wasn't my-
Just tell
that
us
he
how much
want
was
to
the
loan me
amount?
2 million to start up a business.
Arinze, how much?
Wasn't my
How
intention
much you
to
are
kill
promised
Chief.
to be given
I've
by
never
the-
killed before.
by Bob?
How do
How
you know
much?
that?
Eh? 2 million.
How
Say
do
it
you know
loud.
that-
How much?
How do you know that this
So
place is
you
the
were the
most
one that
suitable to
asked
dump?
him.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't true. You can hear from Arinze. He was the one that hit him once by himself before he asked us to grip him. The same doctor himself. That the injection
actually,
would be.
Who decided that the
the,
body should be brought here? How do you know that this place is better?
I never knew any place. It was still the same Arinze that arranged that there's a lonely place somewhere.
This
Here.
particular Arinze?
Yes.
Arinze?
How do you know
Were
that
you
this
the one?
Let him come outside.
Who let them
You
take
should
out of the
call
hotel?
Let him come outside.
That is when the person had that he didn't wake up after the injection. That was when he called me and this guy to come or that the man didn't wake up again, that we should come and help him.
Now, how do you know that it's better for you to bring the body here, that nobody will challenge you on your way coming?
So it wasn't easy. It's the road because of the
Come.
You live in you know this area very well.
Your name?
I came back from work.
Who called you?
Arinze called me in the night around that 9 to 10.
To do what?
Said his boss asked him to park the car in my house, that his boss is traveling, that he took his boss to the airport. Then there's no way to park the car, so if he had space in my compound to park the car. And I said, yes, that's how the car got to my house.
So what road did you
What
play?
role? What
road
is your
did you-
relationship with Bob? What is your relationship with Bob?
He is the one always, I'm a Uber driver. He's the one
Who do you
always,
drive? If he calls you, if Arinze calls you,
Bob.
who do you work with?
who I
For,
work with.
yes, who do you drive if Arinze calls you for anything?
Bob. He said,
For how long?
just like 3 times.
Okay.
If I carried him, just like 3 times I carried him.
Where did you keep the victim's car? This SUV?
No, he brought it to my compound.
Okay. Did you ask him any question about the vehicle?
I asked him, he said his boss said he's traveling and he will come and pick it up the next day. That's why I accepted, but if not, I would have said no.
With the body now recovered and overwhelming evidence against them, all 4 suspects were arrested and eventually charged with murder. The trial had commenced in November 2021 at the Lagos State High Court, but the case was adjourned till December 6th of the same year for further hearing. It is, however, believed that the case is still active in court, but as of now, there has been no update on the final conviction of the suspects. Share your thoughts on this case in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories.